For the fans, by the fans. Welcome to the only Angels post-game show that keeps it real, win or lose. No filters, no fluff, just raw reactions right after the final out. The golden Stamos is polished up and somebody's about to take it home. A clutch hit, a game-saving grab, or just straight-up hustle. We see you. But if you played like trash, you're getting the dreaded Nacho Night Award. We saw the missed calls, we saw the blown saves, the clutch moments, and the disasters too. Your comments are front and center, and yeah, we read all of them. Wanna let loose? Call in and sound off live. No scripts, no suits, no spin. This is raw, this is real, this is where the fans take over. This is the Heedy Postgame Show with Todd Fox. For the fans, by the fans.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Heedy Postgame Show. I'm your host, Todd Fox, as we made it to a Sunday afternoon as this holiday weekend rolls on. Monday morning, tomorrow, you don't have to go to work, at least most of you. It is a day off to observance, Memorial Day. We'll have a good time, hopefully tomorrow, wherever you're at. The Angels will be on tomorrow as well. Let's talk about what happened today, as there's a lot to talk about the Angels win. But first, we're by the fans, for the fans, for the fans, by the fans. We're in the stands with you. We're not like Cucked on Sports or Locked on Cox. We actually go to games and we report from those games and have conferences and conversations with players on the field, past and present, also people in the backstage. That's why we have all the information when we give you the stuff that actually breaks before it breaks. So with that being said, welcome into the show. It is a Sunday afternoon, and if you can't catch the live now, you can catch it on repeat on the YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe over there. It really helps us out. Hit the notification bell. If you're not receiving it, try it again. Sometimes turn it off and turn it back on. But if you're new to the show and you want to watch it on YouTube, that's the place to go. So the Angels win 3-0 in a game that was hyped as a pitcher's duel. But what we're going to take out of this one is what I titled the show today, which is that wall came out of nowhere. And before I get into what happened with the game, we'll talk about this as the show goes on, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments about what happened. But I will tell you this. Yes, Bilson just threw out there the whole ballparks without padding and, things like that. Every outfield is different. Every field is different. Players have ran into walls for years. It's not a new thing. Ward didn't invent it. But I will say this. When it comes to the baseball fields around the world or around the country and in Canada, the fact of the matter is they don't have the best padding. If you've ever been on the field, the padding is not that thick. In fact, into the 80s and early 90s, you've seen a couple ball players go through it. It was like styrofoam. It was not the best padding, and that's why you have a lot of shoulder injuries, a lot of wrist fractures. The walls are not your best friend. And I get it. There's some players that play balls to the wall, as they say, and they go right into the wall. They don't give a crap. They rather catch the ball. They rather make a play and put their life out there, or not put their life out there, but put their body in danger from taking a severe hit or a severe injury. And then there's players like Taylor Ward. And mind you, Taylor Ward has every excuse to be the way he is. Why you say that? Why shit on him when he drops the ball or lets one fall in front of him and he doesn't dive for a ball in the open green? That's where I get pissed at him. Or a fact that he's not even on the warning track or in foul territory and refuses to dive for a ball that's catchable. Or the fact that he has a noodle arm. I've killed him all year. I've been Mr. Consistent when talking about Taylor Ward. Where he has thrown me for a loop is his offensive gameplay this year. Do I wish that he wasn't following the analytics and go for more hits? Yes. Do I think he'd have a better average? Yes. I think he'd be having not only a career year, but he'd be having an all-star year if the dude was batting 270. Now, even with his shitty numbers at average and strikeouts, he still should have made the all-star game, considering all these other losers that follow the analytics made the all-star game. Now, with that being said, where I'm against Taylor Ward is this. He's a guy that, again, if the Angels were to practice and actually run the team like I would run it and how they ran it back in the Socia days, where you actually fielded when your team was taking batting practice and you were out there snagging fly balls and actually trying and getting used to not only your home field and how the dimensions are, but the other fields. So when you go to Houston, if I'm an outfielder and I'm playing for the Angels, you best believe that I would take my batting practice when given, but I'd also be out there trying to get as much fly balls as I possibly can because of the indents. Where he hit his face on how the stands are about a good 50 feet away from where the bullpen's at, just a few feet over. You have that gap. If you saw the home run line goes like this and like this and like that, it's weird. I mean, they had a flagpole in center field. There's several stadiums around the league that really have weird dimensions and they have weird setups. So it's for your best interest to go out there and actually give a damn as a player and actually as a coaching staff to be like, hey, I need to put my guys in the best possible places to win. And I need them to understand the lay of the land. I need to have them understand and go out there and take practice and also get a feel for where the warning track's at, how close the fans are to the stands. If they have to make one they have to try to go into the stands or make a catch, try to feel everything on the ballpark. I've been taught that way. Other players have been taught that way, but not this generation. And that's why you have a Taylor Ward who, again, has reason to be as passive and as, like, I guess, non-willing to make a play as he usually is. For whatever reason, he tried to make a play today, but it's clear and present he didn't understand that that's where the fence comes in because he didn't take enough fly balls to understand that that's where the fence comes in. That's where practice comes in. That's why these guys' batting averages are in the fucking toilet. That's why they don't make catches, and you figure, man, these guys should be better major leaguers. Well, they don't practice enough. And then when they make errors, they don't practice enough as a penalty. So it all comes down to practice makes perfect, in my opinion. And Taylor Ward has now ran into 3 walls that have eaten his face alive. He did it at Anaheim Stadium when he found the only concrete pillar in all of right field. You remember that? And he put his face directly on the concrete pillar and did the same kind of damage back then. And then good old Big Ears did it in Toronto. Same shit. I think it was Toronto, but he hit his face there too. I think he did it in Anaheim where he ran into the left field wall trying to make a catch. He ran into the fencing that's above where the visiting bullpen's at. I mean, that dude just is allergic to the walls because that's why you never see him jump over. The first time you see him try to rob a home run was this year. And he brought it back onto the field just to drop it and not know where it was at. That's the first time I've ever seen him try to scale a wall. So the dude is very allergic to the fences and making clutch plays. He really is. And when he actually tries to, he doesn't understand, hey, you could put your hand out there to kind of feel for the wall. You could put your glove out there and kind of feel for the wall. You could feel for the wall by feeling the texture of the ground changing. It's no long. I mean, I don't care if you play on AstroTurf or field turf. The difference between, if you've ever walked on a Major League Baseball field, dirt and field turf and or AstroTurf is completely different. Walking on grass, freshly cut, to field to the dirt on the outfield, completely different. So again, how long have you played in the major leagues, Taylor Ward? You should know by now. The fact that you ran into the fence, by all means, I'm sorry it happened. That sucks that it happened. That sucks that you have a cut on your eye. But hey, right now, as of right now, we know that it's above his eye. It's not on his eye. But I guarantee you there's going to be some sort of concussion protocol. If he didn't get a concussion, he's very lucky. But right now, Dr. Todd says that's stitches. Dr. Todd says that's concussion. Dr. Todd says, you know what? Give him a week or two. And he's not, and this will take him out of the 40 home run chase. But I would say this, for him to be the way that he is in left field, I've said it all season. And if this doesn't back it up, why the fuck is he still out there? Oh, I know why. Because we have to play Mike Nelson Trout as our right fielder. We have to. Oh, no, we can't do that either. We have to play him as our DH. See, Taylor Ward right now is the perfect designated hitter. He just is. Would I like for him to hit more? Yes. But for right now, the Taylor Ward taking him at 230, he helps our offense. So let him be for right now. I'd fine tune him next season. But for right now, he should be the DH. He's a liability out there. Right now, again, Louis Renifo sucks in the outfield. But I would take Louis Renifo making some throws, because if he actually catches a ball, gets to a ball, I know he doesn't have a noodle arm, and he'll actually hit the cutoff man. As far as Taylor Ward, he decides on the whim, instead of before getting the ball in his glove, he waits for the ball to get to him, and then he's like, let's see, Neto's screaming for the ball because I got to hit him to get the ball to home as a relay. Now I'm just going to throw it to second base to hold the runner at first. It doesn't work that way. If you've ever played baseball, no one's ever been trained that way. But again, the magical flaws that we see in these guys' swings, like Mike Trout, we talked about the last 3 games. If he were just to freaking stop lifting his leg, his total stance would change, and maybe his production would change. But you don't know until you try it. So again, you have several players on this team where it's like, boy, I wish this guy would do this because maybe this could come out this way. I wish this guy would come out like this because maybe this guy would change up a little bit because maybe we could fine tune him. These egos and the way that this team works, they do not like to change mid-season, during the season, or even make any kind of adjustments to make things better. Now, that was my rant on Taylor Ward in a victory, where he slams his face into the fucking wall and comes out like Mike Tyson hit him with a vicious right hook. I mean, that thing was a severe gash. Severe. He could have did damage to his eyeball, for real. And the way he looked on the cart, he looked like he was concussed. I mean, they're holding him up. They weren't laying him down, obviously, because you don't want the blood to run. But you also don't want him to fall asleep. And he looked like he was falling asleep. I made an offhand joke to my girl, Steve Elise. I said, you know what? I don't know why they're waiting for the cart. They could just bandage him up real quick and open up the roof and let him fly out with those Dumbo ears. But apparently she said that was wrong, and I shouldn't have said that. So I take that back, although I said it again. But look, again, all jokes aside, I want him to be okay. Nobody deserves that. But I do say this. It's a product of your management. It's a product of your training. You've been in the league over a decade. You should have a better feel. Again, this isn't going back to the days of interleague baseball where you might play one team at their house every 3 years. Houston has been in their division for how long now? And how long have you been going there and playing outfield? You should know the dimensions of the field. You should know that when you start getting close to the warning track, it would be a good idea to take a quick glimpse at the wall and where you're at. Because I've done it many times as a semi-pro player, as a minor leaguer, that you have to sometimes take your eye off the ball for a split second, take a quick glance, and then look back up. Hopefully you didn't lose the ball in transition, but to know where you're at, to know if you're going to run into one of your guys, because you got to remember 40,000 fans, and you may be saying, I got it. People are yelling things too. So you can't always trust the fact that it's your guy yelling, I got it, or you yelling, I got it. So you have to be conscious of everything. And Taylor Ward, because he runs into walls as much as he does, because he has the bad, intelligence as an outfielder to throw to cutoff mans or not to throw to cutoff mans, or when to throw it as hard as he can or lob it in. He doesn't have that intelligence because he wasn't coached up right. he wasn't coached up right. And you could tell, and he doesn't take enough fly balls. A lot of these guys don't. In practice, that's one of the biggest things that you are able to do out there is take fly balls, try to snag them from the fans, and if you catch them, throw them into the stands as as a souvenir. Because a lot of people kiss your butt when you're out there. They call you I'm telling you, of many stories, dude. When I played minor league baseball, nobody knew me from shit, and they always try to pronounce my last name, and they couldn't do it. So a lot of times I heard every rendition of my name, and they're like, "Oh, you're my favorite player, Miski." It's not my name. Not my name. That's not how you say it. But that's what happens with the fans. So that's how you would snag fly balls. They'd tell you the greatest player, home or road, just so that you could throw a ball over to their kid or to them. So again, you hear it from the stands. You hear it from the stands, no matter if you're playing or not. And well, Todd is my name, but my last name is different because it wouldn't sound right. That's like my on-air name is Fox. So only few people know that, so I just gave that away. But that's the whole point of the story, though. That's the whole point of the story is that when you play like that out there, I mean, these guys hear it all. So you have to be conscious of everything because some of these people are your best friends or they're your worst enemy out there. And then couple the fact that you have the wall just popping up out of nowhere. No, it's been there the whole time. The dimensions haven't changed. You just got to be conscientious of where you're at, man. You got to understand it. So I'm sorry, I went too much on Ward, but that just drives me insane that we don't practice no more. We don't teach our players that stuff anymore. And that's why we have we have passive aggressive ball players in the outfield, or we have guys that just go way too hard and they're injury prone. We don't have anything in the middle where it's just like, hey, it's common sense ball players because they don't get enough practice or enough reps to understand that's how it goes. So with that being said, we had a pitching matchup of Soriano and Hunter Brown, and it was built up and it actually lasted as advertised. Soriano got his 10th win, which is amazing for this staff. Jansen got his 25th save. Soriano could have went 8 innings, but it's okay. 3 walks. That was his only downside, but only 1 hit allowed. 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts. Again, some of you guys have said in the comments that's why you guys make this show roll the way you guys do. I love the fact that you guys can point it out, and I'm 100% on it with you guys and gals. The fact that Soriano can look like gangbusters one day, and then he's just terrible the next start, or he'll go 2 starts, and then, that's why the whole Pedro Martinez thing, I think, changed him a little bit, and I hope that continues. He continues to feed off of what Pedro Martinez talked with him about, because when he uses that dog mentality, he is a wonderful pitcher to watch. His stuff is on point. And I get it. You're not going to be perfect every start, but if he's pitching at a 75% clip or higher of these kind of quality starts, fuck yeah, you got yourself an ace, or at least a very good number 2. So I like what they did that way. Now, offensively, again, I can't cheer these guys on at all. I don't care if they won 2 out of the first 3 in this series. They look like shit doing it. Again, the pitching has saved them. They don't look good. And they still don't look good. 9 more strikeouts today. And yeah, Peraza hit that home run. They got a couple runs late, but again, you're doing nothing for most of the game. Nothing. You're striking out way too much. It's easy 1, 2, 3 innings. No plate discipline whatsoever. Just no. And you can say, well, they worked 5 walks. That's plate discipline to a point, but you're having these at bats where it's lost, it's gone. There's no objective. There's no strategy in any of this shit. Let's just go up there and swing. And it's terrible baseball, and it continues. It's going to be a major factor in why this team couldn't get to a goal that was achievable. They had an achievable goal to be 81-81, and everyone would have thrown an 81-81 parade down Main Street of Disneyland. But we can't do that because these fucks go back to the analytics. Then again, that the nerds are going to be like, hey, the analytics work. We won 2 out of 3 against Houston. Again, if your pitching wasn't pitching the way it has in these first 3 games, you would have been blown out. And couple that with the fact that Houston has fallen into the same stupid analytic trap that the Angels are. They're just as deep as we are. Before our series, they had actually went 28 straight innings, 28. That's more than 3 games without scoring. So that should tell you, with a lineup that's far better than ours, and you can't produce one fucking run. Well, Todd, how do you know that they're into analytics? Because how did you see them play like this before and any other previous year of Houston Astro baseball? And look how they're valuing home runs all of a sudden in Houston and in Texas. When it's before, it was just like they dink and dunk you to death, and then Alvarez and Bregman and the big bats would hit a home run. But now everyone in that fucking lineup has to hit a home run. That's why other guys like Dubon and Pena have had down numbers, because they're not particularly home run hitters. They should be doubles hitters, singles hitters, contact guys. But they're trying to swing for the fences, so that's why they're batting the way that they are. Now, again, Pena's batting .305, but he could be a lot better than that. He's a better hitter. Alvarez, too. So it just drives me insane that this team, again, will still beat us over the head with how great they are, with how they can hit. And Jay Fine says, is it the hitting coach's fault? It's the hitting coach's fault, plus the general manager, plus the analytics crew. Because the general manager has to write off on the fact that this is what we want to do as a franchise. This is what we want to do as a team. This is what we're going to pursue. That's why they are so bad. Oh, man, tough one. Now, I played you that. Let's see about who gets the awards tonight. I think it's easy to see who gets the best player, the Golden Stamos. Well, the Golden Stamos, our best player on the field, has to go to Jose Soriano. We went over his numbers: 7 innings pitched, more than a quality start, a dominating performance, 8 strikeouts today in the win. He gets his 10th win. Again, hard to believe we have a pitcher with double-digit wins, but we do, and that's our 10th win. This is a guy that if he got run support this year, we would be talking about 17, 18 wins at this point and wondering, can he get to 20? Soriano has done a very good job as far as keeping the ball in the ballpark and as far as keeping the team in it. Yes, he's had his stinkers, but him and Kikuchi, man, we have given a shit ton of no decisions to. All right, so with that being said, who gets the Nacho Night Award for worst player on the field?
For the worst performance of the night. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night Award.
Now, I would say you could go with our boy Award now, but he had 3 walks, although the field tore up his face. Outfield. But I will say this. I will give it to Altuve because I hate that guy. He has killed us 1,000 times, and although he only went 0 for 4, did not get a strikeout, he was neutralized tonight, and that's the best part. If you can neutralize Altuve, fuck yeah. He went 0 for 4 today, so good on us for stopping him. I'm tired of Altuve, so he gets Nacho Night from that. All right, let's get into the comments here. We got a lot of them to get through, and we have a little bit of a different one here today because Mario checked in with "It spreads the clock."
Yeah! I love winning, man. I fucking love winning. You know what I'm saying? Like better than losing.
Spreads the clock, angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spreads the clock, let's pour some more. Spreads the clock, let's pour some more. Spreads the clock, let's pour some more.
I love winning, man. I fucking love winning. You know what I'm saying?
Mario, how dare you call me babe? And it is too soon. Stukas, we already played. Taylor Ward is trying to match Erica Weston's eye. Oh my God. Hopefully Ward will be okay. We talked about that earlier. Ward is going to be okay. He's going to need some stitches. He could miss some time, but he is definitely going to need to go through concussion protocol because he took that wall. I mean, that wall came out of nowhere. Let's just be honest.
This fat son of a bitch is going to drown us all out.
Just gonna calm down, okay? All right.
He's fat.
Mario says, true. I wish we would have traded him for some prospects, but I don't want him to get hurt. That's true. That being said, Ward likes it in the face. Boy, is it too soon for those kind of jokes?
What the hell's going on out here?
Also, babe, the Angels won. Will you stop calling me babe? Thank you for the super sticker, Mateo, right there. Stukers over Houston. Saucy says, so this series has been great pitching or poor hitting. It's been a combination of both. I think poor hitting, I think the good pitching has neutralized Houston's average hitting. For the first time we could say it, their hitting's been average because of their analytics. Their analytics have taken a bite out of how good this team can be in Houston. With that being said, though, the Angels' hitting has been shit, and they've been lucky to win 2 out of these 3. And again, with Kikuchi pitching tomorrow, who knows? What happened to Quijada? Did Perry eat him? He's supposed to be back, like Marty says. We're so back. Also, Mario says Gavin using M&Ms to get his yummy tasting nuts. Speaking of Gavin, his UCLA Bruins lost a super close game to Utah last night. His UCLA Bruins lost 43-10 at home. Very, very close game. I'm sure that's where he was.
On everybody, my name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area.
I got my friend here in my bedroom, my childhood house, and I really, really, really want that.
How about a yummy tasting nut?
I got to bend over and find it. I know he's front and center. Why not pull it out so you guys can see it? But looks good from behind too. Oh my goodness.
It's hard. It's hard. Oh man, it feels great. Oh, yummy. Oh, how about a yummy? Oh, come on, magic. Oh my goodness, guys, tasting nut.
By the way, if you guys want to like and subscribe, do it now. Go over to YouTube. And also, if you miss any of the show, you can catch us the live replays over there on YouTube as well. The Archangel says, I'll take an order of balls down my throat. Mateo says it's time for a Celsius. He needs to get a second start to the day. Also, will Trout ever hit 400 home runs? I called it 3 weeks ago, and he hasn't. Yes, that's been, oh my God. Believe me, I've been waiting for that too, but he's been so off on that swing. Jay Fine says, any updates on Joyce's recovery? Yes, he will be ready by spring training next year. He had an experimental surgery, not quite a Tommy John, and supposedly this is going to fix things. He's good now, according to the Angels. It's never too early for spritz o'clock, especially on a holiday weekend. First time back-to-back win since the road in June and the Bronx Q Lombardi. Yeah, the Angels have been very much shit so far, very much. Terrible baseball.
What the hell's going on out here?
Also, I'm by winning Charlie Sheen. Boy, you're pulling out all these right now. Let's see.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Also, we catch the live like Pokemon. Saucy says not going to miss Ward in the outfield, but honestly misses at bat, sadly. And that's the thing. I love his bat as far as like he's, the kind of year he's producing, but he could be so much better if they were to work, with him as far as just getting hits. But they haven't done that, and that's why he has a 230 average. Today, we're going to celebrate our last series win of the year. Let's go. Well, we have to win tomorrow for it to be a series win. Baldwin says Ward's ears don't include echolocation. That's fucked up, but I like it. Houston, we have a problem with the confines. Josh says Peraza has really good bat speed. He's damn quick, and he's good with a glove. If you can fix his swing, he'd be pretty solid. Josh, let me ask you this, because I didn't see much of this kid before he came here. Let me ask you a question. Maybe you could put it in the comments. Do you think that he can be a guy that's maybe 270, 280 kind of guy, or 260 kind of hitter? If he can, do you think he could survive over there at third base? That's my long-winded question. What's up, Daniel, right there? Also, Mateo says, Ward ate shit. Just kidding. On a serious note, hope he's okay. The padding on the side wall of Angel Stadium is so soft. On many broadcasts, I've heard Gooby, Victor Rojas, Wayne, and others say that it's made of cement. It is cement wall, but it has a very thin bit of padding on it. Call me a bootlicking houseman all you want. I don't give a damn. That would be this one right here. Wait.
Come on, all right.
Call me a bootlicking houseman all you want. I don't give a damn.
China likes walls, Todd. Q Lombardi.
What the hell's going on out here?
Also, Ward, stop it. Get some help. Yeah, when he's out there playing the outfield, he should be hearing this ring in his ear right here.
Stop it. Get some help.
Marty says we needed to get the dong out there in left field. There's no way he would have hit that wall. Yeah, he would have. It would have been a pogo stick. This is the second year either in a row or 2 out of 3 that Ward has sustained an injury with a face that's ended his season. Yeah, it's terrible. China's wall allowed a lot of home runs. Josh says if Perry wants to be known for anything other than a trans firefighter, he better extend Neto, Soriano, and Adele. 100%. His face found an indent. Mario said if Trout could play the outfield, which I think he would be a better hitter, Ward should be DHing. Absolutely. Saucy says I don't think they will extend Adele if he's a Boris client. That's the hard part, especially during the season or during a contract. Boris loves to have these guys finish their contract. As a player, if I was struggling, I would say, Coach, what can I do to improve at hitting and help? And can you help me figure it out? What's wrong with my fielding? Mateo, they don't make players like that anymore. They don't have players that can push their egos aside and say, you know what, can we sit down, Coach, and review what I'm doing wrong? Can you show me? Because I need to see it. I need you to point. Maybe I'm missing something. You're 100% right, Mateo. I wish baseball players would take your approach because this would be an opportunity for these players to get their shit together. I think we put Trout back in the outfield next year. Yes, Jay, fine. I think we do. J17 says, is this Ward's last year with the Halos? No, we got one more year of control with him. Weird dimensions in Houston, Fenway, Baltimore, Yankee Stadium, Oakland, and Rays minor league stadiums this year. Triples Alley in San Francisco. That's a weird. I'd say, Matt, I don't know if you agree, but Grillmaster, I think that is probably a weirder dimensional stadium than Houston. Do you guys remember when Ward got hit in the face a couple of years ago? Yeah, that was by the line drive or the fastball. But his face, I mean, he's going to look like a UFC fighter at some point without the cauliflower ears. The face is most playable organ on the human body. Also, Ward's wife would say that something else about him is most playable. Oh, geez, will you guys stop? Anyone having a barbecue tomorrow? I will be. Don't forget, Babe Todd. Ward took a pitch to the face too. Didn't think he would come back from that one and still hit. Saucy says there are 2 Taylor Wards, the lazy one that jacks off in the outfield and the one who tries to make the play and fails. I don't want to picture him jacking off out there. Josh says Angels need real pitching development. There's 8 or 9 guys in the minors that have sick stuff, but they'll never be anything in this clown organization. 100%. We could draft them apparently, but we can't make them get to that next level. And you're right. There are some players with some mean ass pitching. Again, a lot of people hate Kowanowitz, but his actual movement's excellent. He just doesn't have the head for it. He's a bit headstrong. He's a bit of a dick from what I've heard internally. And also the fact that we haven't taught him right. We've yo-yoed him just like everybody else. How fitting is it that Anderson goes on the IL now? It's very fitting. It's that time of year. Ward touches and eats grass too. Ward's face gets the nacho knife. When you strike out less and walk more than your opponent, you have a better chance of winning. Now you know, and knowing's half the battle. A GI. See, I love when you guys can pull out a GI Joe reference.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Jay says, do you think Kikuchi gets traded at the end of the season? No, I think we give him one last chance. He's on a 3-year deal, first year this year. Next year, in the middle of the season, if the Angels are ass again, he could be trade bait for sure with a year and a half left on his contract. But I think he's definitely going to be a part of our starting rotation. Are we going to hear anything from number 6 if we start to plan him next season, third? Number 6 will look, he had the same kind of thing in the offseason last year or this year. They were talking about he's going to have to earn his way onto the field. So that's when he developed that injury. And so the fact that he had to earn anything, he was like, nope, not going to do it. So most likely he'll have to earn his way back on the team. Also, Soriano became better than Pedro after he talked to him one time. One conversation is worth 9 years of Angels coaching. Well, you guys are coming with some fire today. There are 2 indeed, Saucy. They're not there. 2 got 2 hits today. Q Lombardi. Why is Soriano lights out on the road and home? Crap. I have no idea. That he has pitched a little bit better the last couple starts at home. I will say that. Also, Trout is confused. Hit first pitch, no swing at obvious strikes, no hope for a walk. Absolutely. Sounds like his logic. Second time in the last couple weeks, we got an outfielder on our team carted off. Dan says Trout might be coming out of his slump. Might. Angels still have a chance at 90 wins. Honk douchebags. Demetrio, he has to take a shot at the Halo people. Grillmaster says, when watching the cart leave with Ward, I think it went to the school of no hustle. That cart moves so slow. I wonder if Taylor Ward infected it with his disease of no hustle. Jay says, what happened to Kyron Paris? He's on, I think, a rehab assignment. We're starting to play with a minor league team, and Lugo's on the current team right now, and he played today. I mean, to be fair, Rob says, if y'all at the field of the warning track starts at the Crawford boxes and extends 10 feet back to the bullpen, he took a glimpse, but when looked up at the ball, it tailed off and he went for it. That's a game time decision. If you're going to go for it, you got to know where that shit's at. And that comes down to practice. That comes down because listen, I've seen it. These guys will pepper the walls on purpose in batting practice, because again, you're talking about professionals that the coaches are throwing 60 to 70 miles per hour at best at the home plate, so they can pretty much hit the ball where they want to. That's why you saw that 499-foot home run by Peraza at Angel Stadium, because again, that's just batting practice pitching. So these guys can hit it where they want to. If they want to test certain people in practice, they can. But these guys got to be locked in to freaking try to make those plays. And he hit the wall and he looked down and he was clear of the boxes. Andrew says, so we put Matthew Lugo in left field at this point? Probably. Ward was a catcher. For a catcher to know the outfield, he's not bad. I disagree. He puts, if he was an outfielder playing the outfield, yeah, he's bad. I disagree. He's terrible. He is terrible. Let Rada finish the season in left. That could be Todd Fucks. Thanks, Baldwin. Crawford boxes suck. So does the bullpen jetting out into the field in Boston. Q Lombardi. Prayers for Ward right there. Let's cue Lombardi first.
What the hell's going on out here?
Lugo pinch hit before the injury, so he couldn't return to the game. Rosters expand 2 tomorrow. Walls move when you're tripping on shrooms. Rafa needs to be here tomorrow. We'll see who gets the lucky call. Lucky Chafin was the first player to get out to Ward. I love that mullet, by the way. Dude, Mateo says Soriano still sucks. I disagree right there. We won't see Ward back, so what takes over or who takes over in left field? We'll have to see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to see in left field coming up here soon. Peraza is the only player besides Ohtani to pitch and hit a homer in the same week of the season. Jesus. Balls, and Mateo still rips on my boy Soriano. Todd, how do you like the pitcher we picked up today for Anderson? It's okay, but way too late. It's way too late. Dan Rayo says, me love you long time. And again, you're going to audition him for maybe bringing him back into spring training next year. So with that, that's my take on that. And then we'll get some Me Love You Long Time. Where is it? Right there.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny, and me love you long time.
They can't score runners on base exactly 230, one of the worst averages in all of baseball. Mario says, Todd, the Babe Minsky or something. Keep your composure. Football is back. Football, right around the corner. We have the NFL, and we have the NFL talk on here on TikTok and on YouTube. Please check it out and give it a shot here as we're going to be talking what we think are going to be the best players of the upcoming season. And you guys will be making picks with us, the ones that have contributed. We will have your pictures up and everything, and you can play with us for a chance to win a custom jersey of your choice, a custom shirt, or a custom hat, 1, 2, and 3. So again, right now we only have 6 people playing or 5 people playing with us. So if you have 5 people playing, chances are you have a real good chance of at least winning a hat. But the more people that get involved, obviously, it's going to be a little bit harder. But only 5 people have signed up so far to play with us, as going on as far as pick'ems. So if you want to sign on, you have to look for that link or hit us up on Halos in the Infield podcast at yahoo.com. We have the Venmo. Use just $20 for the entire year. And you get to pick with us, and every pick that you make in the comments with us, we log down and we put it in there, and then you get to keep up with the standings because we'll have a weekly standings on where we stand on the games as we recap and then do the pick'ems. We show you who's in the lead as far as the fans, and we show us our records to see if maybe you can beat us. If you best us, we might throw in some cash at the end of the year too. But it's very hard to beat the Dominator, Dominique. Dominique's very good at picking games. With that being said, Eric Ward says, hey, we won 2 in a row. Too little, too late, assholes. Mateo says, bottom line, and I've talked about this before, but there should be a no out-of-town metal scoreboard anywhere in the baseball field. It's the big leagues. This shit is ridiculous. Adele said, quote, It is. Being an Angels fan has never been worse, and a Cowboys fan. Do you think we trade for a star player? I think we do, Jay, because we're going to have to. Jay, fine. I feel you on that one. But my friend Randy is a Jets fan, and an Angels fan. So I think that might be worse. Dude, Jets haven't made the playoffs in 15 years. Mike Trout says, let's go, Mario. No more Mateo. Something else spritzing Mateo. Didn't do it yesterday, and we won today. Baldwin says none of this coaching staff is returning, or at least they should return. Also, I think hitting a baseball will come back around. All it takes is for one team to win the old school way, and eventually the rest of the league will copy it like football. Hopefully that's the way it goes. Hopefully we get back to real baseball again. I miss small ball. Baldwin says toilet monkey. Eric Ward says hopefully Ward is okay. That was some scary ass shit. Another reason to hate the Astros in that shithole stadium. Josh says the analytics nerds clearly have the formulas wrong. If a player has an average bat speed, the last thing they should do is have an uppercut swing. Do you want to just join the network, Josh? For real. David Penner says baseball has taken an unbelievable has taken on an unbelievable on Taylor Ward's body as far as like it's completely been all over his face. No, it's not time for mac and cheese. David says this man's face already looked completely different from the time he got called up after the time he got in the face. I'm telling you, he looks like a UFC fighter. Also, speaking of my boy, we face my Titan alum Lorenzen Tuesday in Kansas City. Josh says Angels have 6 guys in the top 55 for sprint speed, and that's without Rada. Brewers are 19th in home runs and 2nd in runs using speed. And that's why, to go to that argument, Josh, and to go along with it, how many home runs have the Angels hit? And their RBIs with teams that have hit close to or the same amount of home runs, we're 100 more runs less than what the other teams have scored because we don't hit with runners in scoring position and we don't utilize the speed that we do have. So you're 100% right. And the Brewers can beat you at any kind of way. They could beat you with a long ball. But if you look, like you said, most of their runs are being scored by sacrifice flies, moving guys over, doubles in the gaps, singles, triples. I've seen walk-offs by the Brewers that don't involve leaving the field at any point. So, yeah, that's a sign of a well-coached team. And again, what we brought up yesterday, like, again, we all want Artie to go. but you can't tell me the Brewers don't have a good ownership either, because the Brewers are always letting big name guys like Adames and other guys leave that organization, but they're able to replenish because they put money into the organization for scouting and development, and they put the right coaches in play, and they're able to develop players over and over and over. And you're like, why is Milwaukee winning? Weren't the Cubs the favorite? Because that's what they do. So there is a reason that, in a way, that the Angels could win despite Artie, but not even the just the very, like, if they were just to change the way their approaches were and get rid of the analytics, this team could be far better than what they are. And that's under Ray Montgomery. That was under Ron Washington. But you've hamstrung this team when you got the analytics saying, okay, before you make that move, Ron Washington or Ray Montgomery, you got to do this, or you got to play this guy. So you can't even make your own lineups. You can't even freaking do your own strategies or adjustments without checking with people who've never played the game. Never played the game. And they're telling you what to do. I used to troll my former brother-in-law when he used to play Dungeons and Dragons. He hated that. I would force my way into a game. I didn't know the dice, the hit points, any of that shit. I'd make up anything just to piss him off. That's why I feel like these guys do. Wait, no. You know, let's piss off these baseball guys. It makes no sense. Who should be our next manager? Wait, is Rada any good? Yes, from what we know, Rada is good. He's tearing it up down there. Is he going to be a little raw at first? Yes, but you got to get him. I don't think he's got anything else to prove down there, and he's the kind of hitter that we've seen that they compare him to, like a what was his name? A Juan Pierre, and we all know Juan Pierre had a long. We're talking Juan Pierre with a better arm. Juan Pierre had a noodle arm, but he was a leadoff hitter for many playoff teams. And he was a guy that would maybe hit 1 to 3 home runs a year, but he would knock in 50 to 60 RBIs. He was a single away from a triple. I mean, he could turn a single into a triple. He stole numerous bases every year. I mean, he was a steal threat every time he got on base. And he was a good team guy. So from what we've heard is that Rada's a good team guy, steals a lot of bases, defensively very good, still just way too young, just barely turned 20. But at this point with the team that we have, I mean, why not give him a cup of coffee here in September and another cup of coffee once again in spring training? People forgot that he had a cup of coffee this spring training. So I think it would do him a little bit better to get a little major league time. And again, this franchise does not care about starting the clocks on their rookies. So you might as well start his clock early too. Just start it. Anderson really done. I don't know if he's done for the year, but he's definitely on the IL, so he might be done. And if he is, fuck him. I think he needs to move on. Do we have a shot at the playoffs next year at all? It's way too early to think about that. I think we need to see what they do in the offseason. Tamir 20 says Trout comes through in the clutch to add runs. Q Lombardi. Yeah, he actually made it around the bases too. That was
What
crazy.
the hell's going on out here?
UCLA doesn't have my boy Ethan Garbers anymore. They suck. Josh says crazy how Gavin is a fan of every team that needs a locked on post game host. Isn't that magical? Isn't that magical? Mario says, Todd, you can only blame Steve Elise for your babe name. I'm just surprised that it's taken this long. Q Lombardi. Well, with guys like you bringing it up, I wonder why.
What's going on out here?
No, Andrew did it yesterday. Mario says NFL Week 1 Todd household is going to be stressful. Will she still call you babe if the Seahawks win? I'll tell you this. She is very respectful.
What the hell's going on out here?
But when the Seahawks play the Niners, it is very much a lot of tension. And Week 1, I don't like that matchup to start the season, but it is what it is, and it's going to be very difficult because if I lose, I'm going to hear it, and it's all week. Now, if we win, I have the initial – because you know it's double standard for women. You know it is. So if I win, it's like, oh, I didn't say that kind of stuff to you. But sure. Because then I'm sent all these memes and all these all these videos of people making fun of it, and she's sending me Seahawks fans like smashing TVs, their own TVs, throwing their jerseys. You know how rivalries go. So we are definitely in a house divided. But for the most part, we're very respectful. But there are the trolling. But it's different for me though. I can only troll 24 hours, and then she's like, "It's on to week 2. It's on to the next week. You can't be." So you guys got look because last year when we beat him in Frisco, she got mad, and she was ripping our quarterback and everything else like that. And I was trying to make fun of her, and then it was like already Monday. I'm like, the week's not over. They still got to play Monday night. And she's like, fine, you only have today. And then Tuesday, she's like, it's the next week. Stop. We don't even care about the Seahawks. I'm like, sure. They're our arch rival. You don't care about them, but you know damn well had we lost. Double standards and women go together. Sup prayers for reward. There you go. Fontucky J17 says, do you think the Angels will force Artie to sell if and that will make an Anaheim a destination place again if he were to sell? Yeah, absolutely. The tide changes, players will come back. The Mets weren't exactly getting all the right players until Cohen bought the team. Then they're like, okay, we have stabilization. Now we have we know we're going to get paid good. The boys, do the boys put on an outline and outfit for Ward's head and ears out there tomorrow like a crime scene tape? That's fucked up. That's fucked up, Marty, but I like it. Hey, Todd, I want Marsha Award. Damn, those are biceps. Tony C, thank you for the super sticker right there. Modesto Nuts are leaving Modesto after 79 years. Mace says, 49er fan, can't believe what I'm seeing, Todd. Man, oh man, it's going to be a great week 1, 49er fan. Mace, I'm telling you. And as far as the Angels are concerned, yeah, I can't believe it either. Angel says, oh, Hoppy should try it in left field. We'll talk to him next weekend. We'll be there on Sunday, and we'll see if we'll see what happens there. Let's go Dodgers, baby. Davian says, oh, geez, here we go. Let's go out of the playoffs. Mateos has called me bootlicking. Played that one earlier. 2 more days until the Unfiltered podcast tomorrow. Yes, it's right around the corner. Papa Fox is doing good. Thanks for asking. Although I will say this. So the other night, before I got the food poisoning, maybe this led to it or nothing, but it wasn't nothing I had at the house. My dad has like the thickest skin. He's 82 years old now. And he cut his foot coming out of the shower because his veins literally sit on top of his skin. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. His feet are almost purple blue. Anyway, it doesn't take much for those veins to get hit. So he hits the vein and it starts spewing blood everywhere. He's standing there, kind of doing shaving after a shower, and he doesn't realize it, doesn't feel it. All of a sudden, I'm in bed or whatever after a day of work. Has happened last week. He comes, Tud, what's going on? I don't know where I'm bleeding. Tud. I'm like, so I'm freaking out. I get over there and I say, hey, what's going on? And he's bleeding all over the floor. I'm like, what the hell's going on? What did you do? I don't know. So I go over there. I said, let me see. And then sure enough, it's spraying like a sprinkler out of his main vein in his foot. Is his main vein. So obviously, boom, I had to hold my hand there. I called Steve Lee. She's like, goes the first aid kit. We get the whole thing. I bandage him up. I see it's not a big enough thing where it needs stitches. It just needs pressure. It just needs to be stopped. So then she ran to the store real quick, got that whole medical glue that we took it off and it was still oozing out. Put that on there, closed the wound, bandaged him up. He was all good and fine. Problem is my dad's eyesight. So I had to look over there on the floor and I was like, what the fuck? It was just a crime scene, dude. Coagulated blood, regular spraying blood. I mean, it looked like he slit his wrist. I mean, it was everywhere. So I had to deep clean our visitor bathroom and the kitchen floor. It was a mess. So other than that, my dad's doing good. But he had no idea. And I didn't let him go to bed that night. At first I made sure he had fruit and some orange juice and some cookies and drank some more water and some fluids. He said he didn't feel any kind of different or nothing like that. But yeah, he was better after that. But it scared me a little bit because I'm like, God damn, that's a lot of blood. I swear to God, I thought he slit his wrist, but it was the main vein on his foot. And I'm like, dude, you don't even have anything sharp on your shower. It's just the fact that he didn't lift his leg, and for whatever reason, it just right across his vein, and boom, blood was pouring out. Mario says, Randy missing the Mark Sanchez butt fumble. Demetrio says, my ex-girlfriend is from Houston. F the Astros and F her too. Sounds like a what is it called? A Eminem song. Sprint speed right there. The Micah Parsons trade was crazy. Hopefully Rada gets called up tomorrow. I want to see that kid play. Me too. Baldwin's thinking of something in a different world. Giants winning Super Bowl. Although they're stupid if they go with Russell Wilson. Just start the kid. Jackson Dart is a guy I wanted the Seahawks to pick up. He's a good quarterback. I'm telling you. Good quarterback. I'm diverse. See, also only in Madden with Baldwin. Also, Eric Ward says, laugh out loud. I do like our defense. Mario says, are the Angels hitters vegan? Always leaving some good RBI steaks out there to rot. Q Lombardi. A good pun right there.
What the hell's going on out here?
Also, I welcome your counter argument, Eric. Eric says, first off, I would contend with if they have to contend with Philly and Washington, we could start there. And that is an uphill climb. Even Dallas is good in that division. And your quarterback is over the hill and a shell of himself, Eric Ward says. Not until they get the kid in there. Sal says the Angels do decide to move. I welcome them with open arms to the high desert. Plenty of hand. Like I said, the only place that the Angels would move, Sal, or anyone else, if they think the Angels would move, would be to a place like Irvine. It wouldn't be because there's still a lot of land out there. They wouldn't get those blimp areas that are available now, but there's a ton of land. But the Irvine companies are building homes and apartment complexes left and right. So they got to make a. They should have took it years ago when it was offered to Artie for $321 million. He could have had all that land. He could have moved him over there, but he chose not to. And the Long Beach is such a stupid scenario that would never happen. Never, ever, ever, ever happen. Modesto Nuts are relocating to Southern California. A lot of the minor league teams are changing, but the G-men do have a nasty defense, especially the front four. They have a no-name defense. Todd, what's on the barbecue menu for tomorrow? A lot of wieners. No, a lot of what do you call it? Ribs. I'm gonna do some ribs tomorrow. The Bone Mike says you're fat. Thank you. Let's play that. Soundbite right here.
This fat son of a bitch is gonna drown us all out.
Just gotta calm down, okay? All right.
He's fat.
Thank you. Baldwin says our defense hasn't helped us, unfortunately. Unfiltered Sports man right here. Baseball still going on. Yes, it is. He's baseball is myopic. Shut up. Also, and I think Jackson Dart will be a stud. I do too. Let's see. Also, back in the day when they had Simmons, Hostetler, and Manning, as far as their last three quarterbacks, DeVito. Good. Fuck the Dodgers, Mo says. I agree with that all the way. Also, no more cutlets. Gavin's main vein. Dr. Todd in the house. Thank you, sir. Poor Papa Fox. Also, crime scene right there. Yeah, it was a crime scene. Mace, thank you there for the super sticker. He says 49 years Angel fan. Todd, it's very sad to watch. Shake my head. Dude, it is very sad to watch, and I'm hoping that this team can turn it around. I'm hoping that, again, like last year and the year before that and the year before that, we're hoping for the best thing because, again, this year's got a little bit of a twist on it in the offseason. We're trying to wait on what's going to happen with the audit. And if the audit goes against Artie Moreno, he tends to lose a lot of money. And if, again, they find fault in what he's done, then it's on him, not the city of Anaheim. And if that's the case, then hell yeah, he loses and he's going to have to change. So I really want this to go the wrong way for our boy Artie Moreno. And but again, even if it doesn't, it turns into a nothing burger. We do have a bright future with some of these players, but the player development needs to be reinforced this year if you're not going to sell the team. And they need to go out and get a couple starting pitchings. We will not contend. As fans, we've been saying it, screaming it, shouting it from the highest mountains in Anaheim, California, Los Angeles, whatever. We need pitching. And this organization has continued to say, you know what? I don't care. And while they're flipping this off. So maybe this is the year with a weak free agency market that we can make a splash and at least get a guy like Bieber or somebody else that can be an ace. There's no doubt that going into next season with a guy like Soriano or a guy like Kikuchi, no disrespect, they are not aces. And we need someone that's going to scare the opponent. We need an ace because an ace is great for everything. An ace leads the team. An ace sets the tone. An ace stops losing streaks, prevents losing streaks. But that's why we've had losing streaks, because we don't have anybody like that. Daddy Fox lifting his veins. Holy cow, Papa Fox, lucky you were home. Glad he's okay. I appreciate all that. Mario's pants his nails now. Long Beach Angels, sorry. Yeah, why did the IPA beat the Pale Ale at basketball? Because they had more hops. Oh my God. Dan Rio says, and Todd, when are those jerseys ready to show them off? They're close. I haven't gotten the alert that they've been shipped yet, but once they're shipped, they'll be here as quickly as possible. Trust me, 3 to 5 days, if that. Todd is not fat. Jock Peterson is fat. Jock Peterson eats 12 pack of donuts before every game. Eric says, audit Artie, get his ass out of here. Also, Dominique is not winning Pick'ems 3 years in a row. Someone else has to fucking win, Todd. Yeah, you know what? That's the thing. They have to. We can't allow him to win again. And so I don't care if it's a fan, if it's Matt, if it's you, we can't lose to him in the football pick'ems. I love Dominic, but his freaking arrogant smile, whether he agrees that he has one or not, pisses me off the next week when we do the recaps and he gets to gloat, because you do get that gloating time when you win that week. Sal says, do you foresee that Perry Manassian project to be over after this season? If it were me, up to me, yes. I want a clean house. I said this last night. I want a brand new coaching staff, a brand new scouting staff. Everybody has got to go, with the exception, if Artie's got to keep the team, Artie Moreno, obviously, and obviously everyone that does the concessions and all of the ushers and the security outside. Everyone else has got to go. Those people can stay because they have stuck around a long time, but everyone else has to go. Let's see. Also, May says, Randy Yaws, you know me, fam. I guess they're going back and forth right here. And ACE prevents HPV. I will be signing up this year, Todd. Thank you, Eric. We got to sign up fast because, again, we only got 2 days. So if you do, you could Venmo me, or if you want my information, I should put it up here. Maybe we'll put it on the page, but you could Venmo me or Venmo Randy. It's either Venmo or you could, what's the other one? Cash App. It's just $20 for the whole season. And then we could pick games all together. Mario's on there. That's why he has that cool looking freaking profile picture, because I think Randy even made that for him. So there you go. Mario says, down with that analytics nerd Dom. Yeah, we got to stop him. We got to stop him. Everything has to go, including calling all angels song at the beginning of every game. You know what? I will be right. Look, Sal, I love the history and showing the history. I think we should bring the calling all angels back when the Angels win, when they're better. Because I hate the fact that, yeah, it's good to show the kids the history, but when you're a losing franchise, especially recently, I don't think that applies. I think that they need to retire a lot more numbers. I don't care what what some people say and say, there's not enough numbers. There's fucking 100 numbers. Just retire me 5 to 10 more numbers. That's it. Or at least put them in the Angels Hall of Fame. And then when it comes to the rally monkey, I think it's played its course too. I think we need to stop it. I think Artie seriously killed it. And let's start with something else. Let's ask the players what they want, and let the players make their. And when I mean players, let's ask the players. I mean the guys who are around, that are going to be around for quite some time. Shonawell, Neto, the clear leader. Those guys should be making the calls. I don't want to be hearing from everybody else. I think the rest of the organization needs to change. I think 2002, I'm sorry, 25 years ago. And yes, that will always go down as one of my favorite baseball seasons of all time, but it's over with. It's done with. It's played its course. And that's why I think a complete rebrand, which sources tell me that a rebrand won't be officially in the works until we find out what's going on with the audit. But sources tell me that they have already gone to the same marketing group that worked on the Ducks rebrand, and that they have concepts ready to go, and they just haven't picked yet. So if you like the Ducks' new concept and how they rolled out the Orange County first, I'm not saying it's the same exact way, but I am saying that from what I've heard, that the new logo and concept and rebrand would be old school. So there's that to look forward to and hope for. Because I love the red jerseys. They oppose the Dodgers. But I also know that when the Angels played the Dodgers in preseason, before we had interleague baseball, before we had any of this stuff that we would play regular season games, the Angels still look far different wearing their red striped pants with the white in between, the gold halo around the blue top with a red bill. They looked great. The red lettering on the white jerseys or the bluish gray road jerseys. Very, very nice look. So if to counter argument the fans that say, oh, I don't want to look blue on blue. Blue on blue was actually the periwinkles when we would have the home jerseys and we wore those blue and whites versus the Dodgers blue. Although they're different blues, they still look different. And I do like the red versus blue concept, but you still have the red versus blue with the Angels font being red, the Angels bill being red, the stripes on their sleeves, then the stripes on their pants. Give me that 1,000 times. Maybe you guys agree or disagree, but I would really like to have that old school flavor back for your Angels. I think it would just be a hell of a good look. I love the red and white. It served its purpose. I think we need to move on. That's just me. That's my opinion. And as far as moving on from calling all Angels, totally agree. Moving on from the rally monkey, totally agree. This team needs its own spin, its own look, its own identity. Do I think all that will come along? No. I think Artie is full of shit. And he will, but it's a good way to put his spin back on the team because this old school logo could be his. And whether we like it or not, once he moves on, dies, whatever, you will still go back and be like, well, Artie did change the logos for the better, or Artie did do this. You'd have to give the devil his due. And I think that's what he's counting on. Because even if the Angels were to win a World Series under Artie Moreno, he would expect you to forget the 10-year to 11-year drought. He would expect you to forget the deaths on his watch, drug use, and so on and so on. He would expect you to forget all the warts of the stadium, your bad experiences, the losing. He would expect you to just focus in on that championship. It's all about legacy. It's all about egos. Austin on TikTok says numbers for some of the players' statues like Vlad, GA, and Tim. Why doesn't Tim and Vlad have a fucking, or even Vlad and GA, like you put, have a statue? I don't know. The Cowboy deserves one, has one. But there should be a couple other plaques, anything. Anaheim Stadium has a ton of room in center field to build an actual Hall of Fame out there. A ton of room. But again, these are all great ideas that Angel management is like, no. Agree with the Rally Monkey. If Artie sells Lake Up and Cronky are to be interested, they will be. 80s uniforms, full-time unis. I love those. The 80s uniforms are sexy. Let's see. Also, wait a minute. 2 days. Yeah. Wait till you see Dom's shirt. Yeah, Dom is going to have a killer shirt for winning the picks last year. Randy hooked it up. Much love. He did. Randy does a fucking great job. And we promote some people over here like 714 for doing tickets. Like you said, we can go there anytime you want. Get a great discount on tickets just by their normal prices, but you could use our promo code HITI and get 10% off of additional tickets. But you can go to Randy like Max Market Pros, maxmarketpros.com, and get a consultation on your website and on your social media to get better and bigger. They help you out via Chrome, via any kind of words, Bing, whatever you use, it's all Google certified. But Randy can design some crazy shit. And he's done it for a lot of us, our Angel fans on here. So if you ever want to look him up under what put your social medias on there, Randy, in the comments. But he does a hell of a job. He's done a lot of stuff for us. He's done a lot of stuff for my crime show. He's done a lot of stuff for outside people like Rally Chris making music. He also done a lot of stuff as far as these profile pictures. Mateo put his up there. Mario's got his up there. It's just little things like that that he could do that he's just genius. He does them like super quick. So, and he's very, very affordable. I mean, he's not going to get pinched, but he's also not going to overcharge you because he's a good person like that. But he does great work and very fast. And it's sort of like when I ask him to do stuff, like everything you see on the design, that's all Randy. I just said, he goes, "What do you want?" And I said, "Okay, I want this, this, and that. And can you put this on it?" He's better than ChatGPT because he's not as fast as ChatGPT, but he does it more authentic. And he usually, I think I've only had to ask him once out of like 40 things that I've asked him to do to hey, can you just like redo this part? Because I think you just like, if you could just adjust this, a small little detail. Other than that, every time he turns out something, like you'll see the promo tomorrow for the football show on Tuesday. I'm gonna put it on Halos in the Infield and on all our social medias, and you'll see how good he did it. And that's one take. So he does it one take most every time. So I'm just pumping him up there because he's fucking great. And I have to give the devil his due. Not saying he's a devil, but he's just really, really good. So there you go. Try his song, Send Me an Angel by Real Life. I don't know. That one's kind of cheesy right there. Also, my bill is red because I haven't been vaccinated. Baby Yoda says we need some navy blue uniforms. Dude, I would be okay with that as long as we had some red somewhere in the jersey. Also, Randy Yaz Dominique is Dominator, aka the bad son of a gun. He is. Also, Randy just needs to change Todd's name to Babe. No. Also, I'm glad we made a viewers pick 'em part of the show interesting this year. I'm very much looking forward to seeing who actually wins that bracket this year and takes on fourth place and goes home. I do want to see it too. I do want to see a few more people get involved in that, but I do want to see if they can beat anyone that's on there, which is freaking Dom. I want to see if they could beat Dom because he's an asshole when he picks. Mateo says, already taking calls, not today because we're already at the hour mark. Making lasagna for my daughter's birthday. Have a good one, everyone. Mario, I want to rival you one day with a lasagna cook-off. I know how to do a meat lovers one. Obviously, the traditional one with hamburger meat, which I like to piss off Steve Lees because she's like, it's just meat, not hamburger meat. And then also I like doing a vegetarian one too, like it's like an Alfredo vegetarian. Frederick says the change I want is already rotating on Girlmaster. At Eric Ward, it's $20. Get it to Todd ASAP. There you go. EQ says, do you think the Angels were sneak dissing the Dodgers by sending Zach Neto and Nolan to Disney after we swept the Dodgers? That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. But they did go to Disney right after they swept the Dodgers. Eric Ward says, will do. Also, Andy, agree. Randy does an outstanding job. USPS says it's usually audio because I'm going deaf. Appreciate it, man. Well, you deserve it, man. You do a hell of a job. Randy changed my name to Coach Mateo, which I like that. Sonia was damn near neck and neck with Dom last season. Yeah, she was. She was very good. I have some black magic to send to Randy. I'm a graphic artist and I have some logo designs. Baldwin, do it, bro. Bring it on. Send him whatever you got. He can work with it or improve it. Or if you have ideas where he can help you get to, he'll give you some consultation. Obviously it's not free because he needs to make some money out of it too, but it's not, dude, he doesn't charge a lot, dude, compared to what everyone charges out there. It's nothing. It's a nothing burger for the quality that he gives you. So I've given you, Randy, a bunch of compliments because you deserve them. And dude is a badass when it comes to this stuff. Like all the stuff you've seen, again, with our skits and our music, that's all Randy. So I've contributed very little. Like the stuff that the stuff that I put on here gets copywritten. The stuff I get on here, I have to share the royalties. like Randy, he fucking comes through with some stuff. He's like, dude, you won't get penalized. If you play this, you're good. I'm like, oh, let's play a song by this guy or that guy. And he's like, you know, tell me, don't do it. and I put in some shitty kind of stuff, but he puts in some, like, even the one that blows me away is a Spritz O'Clock. The Spritz O'Clock is completely Randy. That's all him, the lyrics, everything. And then freaking just the way he made Artie drink the drink the rum and whatever the hell that is. It's fucking great. I love it. The scotch it's awesome. Sal says create a better fan experience. Players feed off the fan involvement. They do. And again, if you've been to multiple Angel games, it's basically the same fan experience. Oh, great point. I want to bring this up real quick. And we still miss her to this day. Thank you, Mateo. The video and touching tribute he did for Yvette that passed away, that was a longtime Angels fan and one of the first people to come on Heedy 4 years ago. Dude, it put me in tears. It put her family in tears. That was probably one of the most touching things, the best things that Randy's ever made. That summed up just how much she was a super fan of the team and a great person to talk to online. I will never forget that what he created. And that's I still get some of her family members giving shout outs to us because of that loving tribute. That was such a great tribute to a fallen angel in Yvette. She died tragically earlier this year, right before the season started, actually. So that was tough. But yeah, that was an amazing effort, and Randy whipped that one up quick too. But he put a fucking ton of heart into that. And Baldwin says his song lives rent free in his head, the Spritz O'Clock. And I can't wait to show you the new Todd Fox post game theme song. I think Todd is gonna bust a caffeine nut. I don't know, man. This one that has him busting.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credential journalist in the LA area.
I got my friend here in my bedroom, my childhood house, and I really, really, really want that.
How about a yummy tasting nut?
I got to bend over and find it. I know he's front and center. Why not pull it out so you guys can see it? But looks good from behind too. Oh my goodness.
It's hard. It's hard. Oh man, it feels great. Oh, yummy. Oh, how about a yummy? Oh, come on, magic. Oh my goodness, guys, tasting nut.
Now, see, I'll take credit for that soundbite. That's me. That's me putting sound together. So that's why it's all choppy and everything. But to me, I'm surprised we haven't gotten a strike on that one, because that sounds like a dude having sex. And and again, I don't want to promote that on the show, but that's our competition. So I have to take a shot every now and then. But man, I mean, I should get in trouble. I feel guilty for playing that every time. And man, I don't know. I mean, I know most people that go to UCLA don't act like that, but I'm just saying, that gets me. That gets me every time, because I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble one of these days playing that. USP says, Randy says the USP theme song changed the game of sports themes in the network and the new post game. It is very good. I like that song because when you hear it, if you followed our show, the first thing I think about is football. It's sort of like when you hear "do-do-do-do-do." Obviously, it's not on that iconic Fox level, but it's on an iconic level with me, because every time we do a football show, obviously it's on, and that song gets me ramped up because I know it's going to start in. So when a theme song or something gets you, if you get used to something enough, if you hear it enough, if you're online enough, if one of your favorite influencers has the same kind of setup every night, it's like, okay, cool. This show's starting. I know it's starting. You get that ingrained in your head, and boom, and just even if you're not thinking about it, it pops up. It's like, oh shit, the show's on. So that's what he's created with a football show. And I think it's gotten to that point to where, again, he's got one for hockey this year. It sounds great. So I think you're going to like the Ducks intro. We got that around the corner too. I should have some information on our first official show once Ducks preseason starts. And then we'll have all kinds of coolness going on. By the way, real quick, this Thursday, come out to if you're in the IE, we have a game on the 7th, which is a Thursday. Obviously, I said that. September 7th, it is going to be a special game. The Halo Bros are coming out there. Tickets are going for as low as $7. You can sit wherever you want. to see one of the hottest baseball teams in all of minor league baseball. This team is clinched a playoff spot after being in last place to start the season. They won the second half award for having the best record. They have a lot of exciting players on that team down there. So again, it's going to be fun on the 7th. Again, Inland Empire, it's going to be one of your last chances to see this team play at that stadium. As we know, we're going to lose them. They're going to be the Dodgers affiliate, and we're going to be picking up Rancho Cucamonga next year. So if you get a chance, the Halo boys will be out there. It'll be a chance for you to wear white, and with those white robes and the halo on the top. You can get those if you can't find them on what do you call it, on Amazon. They're very cheap, under $20 for the whole set. You can get yourself the wings too. So you come out and support the Angels like they did at the stadium. We'll be there. We'll be in one of the press boxes, and again, it should be a good time. Just give us a shout out, or if you're there, message us. We'll come down and say hi. But the Halo boys will be there. Should be a fun atmosphere for your 66ers, supporting them down there in the IE for one of the final times of the season. Yeah, I think they're the only team in our organization that's going to make the playoffs. So that should tell you something. Every one of our teams sucks ass. And IE was well on their way to sucking ass too. They were something like 11 or more games under 500 and in the cellar in that PCL league, and they freaking turned it around. So good for them. Kudos for them, just like Randy said right there. All right, so I think we got enough right here. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of their Sunday, as we're going to be winding it down here as well. And into Monday tomorrow, I'll be doing some paintballing, so I might be a little late to the show. I might do an evening show, who knows. But we'll see what happens tomorrow, and let's see if the Angels can get the series win. Something that the Angels haven't done. There's something like 40 games under 500 in Houston since the Houston Astros have come over to our league. One last thing I got for you guys, besides the pumping up of the football show that I will be sending to everybody on our social media to remind everybody to watch us there on Tuesday. Our initial show, because the football season will start that Thursday, actually. So we do have some things coming up here and down the pike, like I brought up with the hockey and now with football. But last thing I got for this season is when we do get to the end of the season for baseball, which we will follow all the games out. I want to get something together to where we can all call in AM 830. I was going to do it myself, but I think I'm going to do it, and I want other people to do it. The last game of the season, call Roger Lodge's show. I want to make it a concerted effort by Halos in the Infield to call in AM 830 and to ask Roger, when does the season start? And if he doesn't have an answer, say the season starts tonight, and it'll be the last game of the season, and say something stupid like, that's don't give up on the Angels. I still think we can make the playoffs. Stuff like that. I really want to troll that tool at the end of the season. I'm hoping everybody could do that, but we'll see. We'll see how many people we can get to do that, and then obviously at the end of the season, we'll give a summary of just how bad this season was. We'll go through all the stats. We'll talk about what went right, what went wrong, and I'm sure there's a huge Christmas list of what went wrong. And we will get on that, and we'll show you exactly what needs to change for next season. And then Bilson says, "I'm here for that. Just let me know when." I will give you the exact date, but it'll probably be the last game of the season here at home. I think it's against Houston, nonetheless. I'll have to look that up, but I will make sure that I get everybody the phone number for AM 830. And that everybody can let their viewpoints be heard, because I want everyone to troll Roger to where he's like, I don't want to take any more phone calls. I want him to have a little bit of a hissy fit on that last game of the season, because all that optimism and hopium and all that bullshit that they like to peddle our way, I just wish they would talk real every now and then. I mean, obviously they got to sell the product, but I just wish that they would throw in a little truth bombs here and there and just let us know, hey, you know what, this is where they got to work on, and that Perry's got to step up his game. Bootlicking house, man, can only get you so far, And I think it's obviously if you're hired by the station, I get it. He's got to lick the boots a little bit, but you also got to be truthful, else you lose the real ones. You get a bunch of old Halo honks on there that are like, yeah, I remember the day when this team was 14 games out of 500 and they made a run. Roger, I think we can do it. Roger, you're the best. Family four pack. Yeah, those kind of fans. I mean, come on, we got to be real. So Mo's down for it. Baldwin's down for it. Samir 20's down for it. Mateo's probably down for it. Bilson's down for it. Yeah, we get you guys just right there, plus myself. Oh hell yeah, it'll be a fun day. So with that being said, again, that's what to look for in the month of September. And man, I just hope that everybody has a good rest of your day, man. And I know it's hot out there. Try to get in the pool, try to hang out with family, try to just do something, sit in front of a fan if you got to. Just have a good time out there. Angels win. Angels win. I'll play you out with some Stukas, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, likely around 3 or 4. It might be a little later because, again, I'll be paintballing tomorrow. There's a special at SC Village, and I want to get out there with my boy and some of my friends and take out some frustration because I got a lot of
emotional damage.
Yeah. So everybody have a good Sunday for the last time, and tell any Astro fan you know that.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!